What's going on, guys? Joe McCall here. Hope you're doing well. Got some exciting things for you here. I'm going to show you right now how to do follow-up on your old leads. Now, I've said this for years and years. The money is in the follow-up. This is the only thing that ages well in real estate or in any business, right? It's old leads. This is the only thing that ages well. And if you want to make fast money in the easiest way possible, you need to learn how to follow up with your old leads. In fact, I would say this. If you are flat broke, don't have any money, and you want to get into the real estate game and you can't do any marketing, you need to network with other wholesalers, other investors that have old leads that are in the wood pile. They're just sitting there collecting dust and mold, and say, hey, listen, I will follow up with your old leads for you if you split the deal with me, or if you pay me $1,000, $2,000. I'm telling you guys, this is the best strategy on the planet for making more money. You know, maybe you already are doing deals and you have a bunch of old leads. You don't know what to do with them. You're just kind of scratching your head and you think, what do I do? You know, guys, I'm telling you, if you have old leads right now, you're sitting on a gold mine. If you're doing a couple, 3, 4, 5 deals a month, I can guarantee you can do an extra 1 or 2 or 3 deals a month just by following up with your old leads, following up at least once a month with all your old leads. So I'm going to show you right now a little bit of the follow-up that I do. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, like you've been hearing me talk about, I'm doing a live marketing class this Saturday in a couple of days here. And even if you're watching this or listening to it later, you're going to get access to the recordings. But in this class, I'm going to go into a new market that we're going to be picking on Saturday morning. And we're going to go live into that market. So I'm going to pick a student who's going to be on the call. We're going to find a market. We're going to research it. We're going to do some marketing for buyers and for sellers, and we're going to make offers. It's going to be pretty awesome. And you're going to hear us talk to people live, buyers, sellers, realtors, property managers. We're going to talk to them live. We're going to be making offers live, and we're going to be giving all of the leads to whoever is on that call, whoever who owns that market, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun. But the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to take one person who has old leads that's going to be on that call, and we're going to then run this campaign for them and give them all of these leads, all right? And we're going to be doing this through a couple different tools. And so what I wanted to do right now is just show you a little bit, give you a teaser of what we're going to do. And I'm going to go through this fast, but don't worry, because if you maybe need me to slow down a little bit, I'm going to be spending more time kind of walking through these details. And if you get access to this class, you're going to get the recordings of everything. So you can pause the video and go and do it. Better yet, you can just take the video that I'm doing and give it to your virtual assistant and ask them to take it and run with it and do it for you. All right. I'll listen to this. Mike says, hey, I totally agree. I got 2 appointments for tomorrow from 14-month-old leads. Come on. And Scott, great info. Cool. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. So those of you right now, you may be watching me on YouTube or Facebook. Just comment down below. Say hi. Tell me where you're from. You may be watching this on YouTube later or on my podcast. So, hey, what's going on? And even if, by the way, you're watching this later, you can still get into this class even after it's done. You can get the recordings and everything even after it's done. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen with you, and hopefully I can get this to work. And if you can, show me or tell me in the comments below that, hey, I can see your screen. It looks good. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to move this doohickey up into this screen. I have multiple screens here, which stresses me out sometimes, but it's all good. It's working. All right. Oh yeah. And Scott's in the same market as I am. Nice, man. That is awesome to hear. All right. So now I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share, it looks like a map right now. Share screen. Boom. You guys should see my screen right now. Nice. All right. So what I did, but this is a mind map that I'm going to be covering over this Saturday class, and everything, all the resources and tools and scripts that we're going to use are going to be in here. And I'm going to show you a follow-up campaign that I'm going to be doing, and then we're going to have that in here as well. But some of the marketing we're going to do for buyers, we're going to look at these things, and the marketing for sellers, we're going to do all of these things. Look for vacant properties, properties with liens, older homes, rentals, FSBOs, Facebook Marketplace, and follow-up. And so we're going to show you all of that stuff. And it's going to be awesome. We're going to be getting live leads. When you go to livemarketingclass.com, you get access to this page here, which there's a video right here of me and Gavin talking about what it is that we're doing. All right. So what I did is I went into my REI Simple, and I was just doing this for a little demo right now to show you. I went into I have a campaign called St. Louis Deals, and I had some old leads in here. Now, what I like to do is go in and scrape Zillow, rentals, and FSBOs, and I'll send out some marketing. But the other cool thing is I will go back to that list if they never responded, or even if they did and said, no, not right now, whatever. I go back and I follow up with them. And so I went in here and in this campaign, old leads, by the way, this is brand new with REI Simple. You can have multiple phone numbers to contact your old leads. And so you can see the green means the deliverability is good. There's been a lot of changes. I need to say this. There's been a lot of changes in the whole texting and cold calling industry. And we've been seeing this happen for a long time, but it's accelerating and it's happening quicker and quicker. I predict in a couple, 3 to 6 months, it'll be next to impossible or very, very difficult to do texting at a huge mass scale anymore. Now, having said that, I still think you're going to be okay sending 50 to 100 texts a day, which is all I do. But there's guys that are sending a couple thousand texts a day, and that I'm afraid those days are over, or they will be soon. But REI Simple, which is powered by FreedomSoft, has made some pretty awesome changes here in the recent past, just recently in the last week or so, where they limit how many texts can be sent from a single phone number, and they allow you to send text campaigns across multiple phone numbers at once, and they allow you to change the wording of each text as it goes out. And it also shows you the deliverability metrics, whether it's going well or not. And if it's not going well, you can stop the campaign and stop any future texting, right? So what I did, let me just go back here to my settings. I went and got some phone numbers, and I have the phone numbers are about the same. It's about $3 or $4 a month per phone number. It's the same as it would cost you on a Vumber, or it is cheaper than CallRail. But the cool thing is it handles all of that correspondence inside the lead, which is amazing. So I went and I got a couple phone numbers, and I'm going to walk through this on the class on Saturday. But I recorded a voicemail that I'm going to give you later. It's about a minute and 46 long, and it's a real simple. In fact, let me just pull it up for you because I like it a lot. And I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to give you this voicemail script. Here it is. And I have 3 different versions of it, but the one I want to show you that I like, it's right here. And, oh, come on, let's move. I'm trying to move this. There you go. And let me zoom in. It says, hey, thanks for calling. Buying properties from people is something that I've been doing for quite a few years now. And in that time, by the way, if you want this, screenshot this right now and just copy it for yourself. And I got this, I think, from the guy who owns banditsigns.com years and years and years ago. Maybe 10 years ago, I got this from him. I don't know if it's still available or what he's doing, but go check out banditsigns.com. Hey, thanks for calling. Buying properties from people is something that I've been doing for quite a few years now. And in that time, I've bought lots and lots of property. I've learned a few things along the way to make the selling process simple, easy, and painless. If you need to sell quickly but don't want to deal with a lot of closing costs, possibly you've been transferred, or you're just a tired landlord, or you're staring at some of life's other crazy problems, you might not have much equity, or maybe you even owe more than the property's worth. You know what? There are things we can do to get you squared away. And if the numbers are right, yes, I can write you a check for your equity today. Probably won't be a big check, but it's likely to be enough to get you where you're going, whatever your situation might be. Now, I can only work with people who want to get things taken care of immediately. So if you're calling because you're just kind of curious and don't really have a real estate problem, then about all I can do is wish you the best of luck with your property. This does such a good job of filtering out the unmotivated sellers, right? But if you need an immediate sale, leave your name and number and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And here's the powerful thing with this. On the other hand, if you absolutely want this property out of your life today because you've decided to move on, then give me a call on my cell phone. You can reach me then you put your cell phone number on there. I only give that number out to folks who want me to drop everything, swing by and write up an offer that works for them, works for us on the spot. So if you're ready to get your house sold today, just say the word. Again, that number is phone number. Thanks. My name is Joe. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay. That voicemail you can record right here in REI Simple. You just click the record message right here. And it's a really good outgoing voicemail. You know, if you're, especially that works really well for bandit signs. If you're getting way too many calls, if you're doing bandit signs. So the other thing I do inside of REI Simple is I set up this text. So when they call me back, I do this for my voicemail. I mean, for my postcards and all my marketing. It's if they call me, most of the time they just hang up. They don't leave a voicemail, but it sends them, the system sends them a text back immediately. Hey, I'm tied up on the other line. So you can say, hey, I'm tied up on the other line. If you want a quick offer, you're in your house. What's the address? I'll call you right back. Thanks, Joe. All right. So that is pretty awesome because now anytime somebody calls that number back, it tracks that and keeps it in that lead campaign, and it sends them a text back right away. We do this a lot for vacant land when we're marketing for vacant land. It just says, hey, thanks for calling. I'm tied up on the other line. What is the reference number on the postcard I sent you? We will look up the property, do some research, and send you an offer in the next 1 or 2 days. So we do that a lot for vacant land. So anyway, this is kind of what we have for this phone campaign. You can upload a custom voicemail. It kind of filters out the sellers a little bit. And then you know if they call that cell phone number, that better ring and you better answer it because they're hot to trot and they're ready to go. Now, in that voicemail, the number I give them is actually my Google Voice number. I'm not giving them my real cell phone number. It's my Google Voice number, which rings on my cell phone. You could also set it up where you get another phone number in REI Simple that just redirects to your cell phone, because like you can do it right here where you can say the incoming call will show this, and you can set it up where when anybody calls that number, oh, you don't do it here. I'll show you where you do it. You can have that call forward to your cell phone. Does that make sense? And you can set it up where it shows the caller's number or it shows this campaign number. Anyway, you can do all of this right inside of REI Simple. All right, now I'm getting to the cool, awesome stuff. If that's not cool and awesome, I don't know what is, but I'm getting to some other cool and awesome stuff. There's a thing here, and I'm going to show you how to do called a workflow automation. And this is something that's amazing inside of REI Simple. If you have some old leads like I have here, and you're going to see me import these old leads from somebody who's in the class, and I'm going to put them into this workflow. And what happens is when I change the status of 20 or 30 or 40 of those leads, it sends them a text. And it says, and this is awesome. This is brand new here. You can see here I have the words, and I know it's hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. All right, it says, hi, hey, hello, full property name, just following up about your house, property, home, at address. Do you still own, have it? Are you interested in, open to selling it? Thanks, THX, thank you, Joe, JM. So that's called spin text. And what you do is if you have a word in there, you highlight it, click spin text, and what it does then is it gives you 216 different variations of that text, which makes it harder for the Verizons and Sprints and AT&Ts, if they're all around, I don't know yet. It makes them harder to block your text because they're all different. And it's coming from different phone numbers as well, okay? And so what happens is it delays this action by 0 days. And so what I have here, it's going to be sending them a text with all these different 216 variations of this text message. And so you could, like, for example, just following up, you could do spin text and you could say, just reaching out. See what I did there? Just following up or reaching out about your house, property, home, at address. All right. That is spin texting, which is awesome. And you can merge fields in here from your leads when you're sending the texts. Okay, it's coming from me. You can set it to where it's only mobile numbers, primary numbers, and cool. I'm going to update that action. So when I change the status of these leads to send follow-up text, it'll send out this text, and it'll also send them an email if I have their email address. And I click on here. It's going to send them this email. You probably don't remember me. We talked a while ago about your house at address. Do you still own it? Would you be interested in selling it? Thanks, Joe. And you could put your phone number in there as well. But I just want them to call me. Then if they don't respond, it sends them another text 7 days later. That's something like this. Hello, hi, hey, are you interested, still open to selling that house, your property on address? Thanks, Joe. All right. And that delays that action 7 days. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be selecting 20, triggering this automation, which sends out the text. If they don't respond, it sends another text in 7 days, and it also sends them an email. All right, so I'm going to update this workflow. Now, let me go into that campaign. St. Louis deals, St. Louis old leads. And I'm going to, let me select view all. I'm going to view all the leads. These are records, actually. These are old leads and old records. And I have a group right here called Old Zillow Leads. Oh, one of the cool things I did, I forgot to talk about this. These all came from Zillow. So these were rentals that I had scraped from Zillow a year or 2 years ago. And so at the time, all I had was an address and a phone number, okay, and maybe a name. It depends. But I didn't have the owner's name. Well, it might be the property manager, it might be the realtor, it might be the owner's name, but I don't know who the real owner is, and I don't know the mailing address of the owner. I don't know the mailing address of the owner, right? So what I did, let me just go back to you here. I went into some old leads, and I highlighted all of them, and I exported them into a spreadsheet. I exported them into a spreadsheet. I'm going to show you on this how to do this on Saturday. And then I uploaded that spreadsheet to PropStream Joe. And what PropStream Joe does, all you upload is the addresses. PropStream Joe will give you then the name of the owner, the mailing address of the owner, how much equity is in the house, when it was last sold, all this amazing stuff. And it'll also give you the realtors. If there was a realtor, it'll give you the realtor's name and phone number and email address, which can be huge, which is awesome. And so from this list that I imported in about, I forget, a couple hundred. It had about half of those had complete, readable, understandable addresses. And so of that, I got 126 that came back with real addresses. And I can see here, and I know it's hard to see. I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see the owner's name, the owner's mailing address, zip, and the type of property, all this information about the house, when it was last sold, how much equity they have, which ones are free and clear, which ones have low equity and whatnot. Okay. Now, what you can do is you can skip trace them and get email addresses. So I'm just going to do that real quick. This is so much fun. I love doing this. This is why I'm looking forward to this class. So I imported them in. And so like this one came in, and now I have the address of the property, which came from Zillow, but I also have the name of the owner. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But this is the owner. This is where they live. They live in California. This is a property. Oh, that's interesting. Property address. I hope I did this right. Let me see something here. View all. Yeah, I did it right. Yeah, this is the property address on Washington, Missouri. And this is the owner's address. Hold on a second here. I just got to make sure I did this right. Because I'm glad I found this out if I didn't do it right. You know what? I can go to the spreadsheet I actually... All right. I think I did it right. You know what? If I didn't, let's do it right. I'm going to just show you right now. In fact, let me just look. Salas. Okay, hold on one second. Salas. Did I do this right? There's the property address. Okay, I did do it right. Property address is different than the mailing address. Most of the time. Sometimes it's not. Okay, so that's a relief. I did it right. All right. So here I'm going to go into view all. Sorry for the detour there. I'm going to go into this campaign. So I have 126. I'm going to select all 126. I'm going to go right here to skip trace. I'm going to skip trace these all of these guys real quick. Bring the full name, mailing address, mailing city, mailing state, mailing zip. Confirm skip trace. I'm going to click on this doohickey up here. There we go. Skip trace. Now, it's only skip tracing non-LLCs, except for this one kind of snuck in there. But you only pay for the LLCs that use skip trace. I'm going to skip trace these real quick and apply the DNC flag, apply the known litigator flag, submit the order. And this only takes a couple minutes. It's been submitted. It's pending right now. I'm going to refresh this page. It's in progress. Refresh it again. Still in progress. One more time. 68, 64. What I'm doing is now pulling these. It's only skip tracing the non-LLCs. That's all I'm paying for. It's going to give me any phone numbers and any email addresses. Skip trace it again. It's complete. 61 and no matches, 43 are complete. All right, awesome. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here to that campaign. St. Louis, old, view all. On the left, I'm going to go down to that group. I have them in that group. And I'm going to just select 20 of them. I'm only selecting 20. I have 120 something on there. Let me show you what it looks like. Here's one of them. Okay, no phone numbers came from this guy. That's all right. Let me go back. Oh, sorry. View all. Ah, I know what happened. Okay. I made a mistake in my import. I forgot to import the phone numbers. Sorry. Yeah, that's I forgot to import the phone numbers from my spreadsheet. But let me show you what I would have done. Because if I click on this, I have 126. And I have no phone numbers in there. I forgot to import them in. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? But I'll fix that. All right, anyway, you can still then select them all. Select all 126. I'm going to confirm them. I have their permission, or I'm saying I don't need their permission. All right, now I'm just going to go right here, and I'm going to change their status to that status I just created. Send follow-up text. And I'm not going to do it right now because I need to put in their phone numbers. But when you change the status, that triggers that automated workflow, and it sends them the texts and the emails. I was trying to get a lot of this done in advance before doing this video, but I just realized I forgot to import the numbers that I had from the original Zillow lead. So I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to be doing it on Saturday. It's a little embarrassing. I can't believe I forgot to do that because I wanted to show you how it works, but I don't have any phone numbers in here. I forgot to do it. All right. Anyway, is there anything else I was going to show you? Now, I showed you that campaign. If we go right here to settings, workflow automation, I have this follow-up campaign right here. When I change the status to follow-up, send follow-up text, it sends this text, sends an email 7 days later. Also, when I change the status to Joe call, or if it's an active lead, okay, it creates a task to call that seller lead, and you can assign it to whoever. You can also stop any future follow-up. So it'll stop sending them emails and text messages if you change the status because they've replied. And it moves them out of one group into another group called they've replied to the marketing, marks it as a lead. The same thing happens when the status is active lead. It stops the follow-up, moves them to a group. And then if you change the status to dead, if they say, stop calling me, leave me alone, I'm not interested in selling, okay, then it'll add that phone number to your do not call list so you won't text them ever again, even on accident. It stops any future follow-up, and it moves them to a dead do not call group. So all you need to do now is just change the status of these leads And then all of this automation happens in the background. Super cool. All right. So that is what I wanted to show you guys. Let me go back here to stop sharing my screen. Hold on. Let me move this down here. Any questions about everything I was just sharing with you? Oh, I see I got a lot of comments in here. So let me look at them. From Latina, can you schedule the text messages in REI Simple? The answer is yes. You do it through those workflow automations that I just showed you. Come on, David. What's up, Dustin? Is there a difference between PropStream and PropStream Joe? No, Henry. PropStream Joe is my affiliate link. So go to PropStreamJoe.com. PropStream who? What? PropStreamJoe.com. Okay. And then there were some other questions and comments here. Scott looks good. Nice. David's in Chicago. What's up? I bet you it's cold and windy up there in Chicago. I'm just going to take a wild guess. Thank you, Micah. Appreciate the audio and visuals. Good. What's up, Deborah? All right, cool. Anybody else right now? Again, if you missed it before, Micah understands the power of follow-up. Got 2 appointments for tomorrow and from 14-month-old leads. Yeah, it's awesome. Super cool. All right, guys. Any other questions? I don't see them right now. But listen, go to livemarketingclass.com. You're going to see me do these same campaigns with somebody's leads live in a new market that we're going to pick Saturday morning. And if you can't make the class, you get the recordings. If you only can make it for an hour, or you can't make it at all, or you just don't want to do it on a Saturday, I get it. You can get access to all the recordings, lifetime access to the recordings as well. All right, guys. I appreciate you all very much. Follow up with your old leads, even if you don't have REI Simple, guys. I hope the thing you take away from this video right now is you have a ton of leads out there that need followed up with. And if you don't have any right now, find somebody who does. Network with, find another investor, a wholesaler that's doing a bunch of marketing, even realtors, and say, listen, I have this system that does a lot of awesome follow-up. If you give me your old leads, I'll do the follow-up. I'll talk to them and hand them back to you on a silver platter. And then if you turn them into a deal or a listing or whatever, then maybe you can pay me a little bit out of the deal. This is a great way to get started, just to make $1,000, couple $1,000. Be the marketing follow-up engine machine for somebody else. And I'm telling you guys, this works. Gavin, who's my coaching business partner, tells this a lot. When he got started, he wasted a ton of money on direct mail that produced 0 results, okay? He just went to the next real estate investment club, stood up and said, yeah, I'm kind of new, but I'm good on the phone. If anybody has old leads, let me know, and I'll go follow up with your old leads, and you can just split some of the deal with me, see me afterwards. And he had like 3 different people come up to him afterwards and said, yeah, I got some old leads. You want to go through them? Then he started calling them, and within one day or a couple days, maybe, somebody gave him a few hundred old leads. He called them all. He probably just used his cell phone at the time. He had no idea what CRMs like this can do. And he locked up 3 deals under contract, 3 deals that that previous lady wholesaler had thought were dead, turned them into deals. I think he only got a couple $1,000 on each one. But then that lady was so excited about him, said, listen, why don't I do all the marketing? I'll pay for all the marketing, and you take the calls and work the leads, and we'll split the deals. And so he started doing that until he started getting enough money to then do his own marketing. So if all you could do is just follow up with somebody else's old leads, you can make a lot of money. All right. Cool. I appreciate you guys. Hope that you get some value out of this. Go to livemarketingclass.com to see us how to do it. And when I do it this coming Saturday, I will not forget to import in the phone numbers like I just did. Oh, it's embarrassing. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. We'll see you. If you like this, by the way, let me know what you think. In the video, type in the comments either on Facebook or YouTube. What was your big takeaway? What were one or two things that you got out of this that you can actually start implementing for yourself right now? Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.